Been seeing a lot of photos like this online. Here he is, caveman Donald Trump with his wrecking ball destroying the American economy. Or here, Donald Trump holding his Bible made in China that's now going to cost 145% more right now as he implodes himself and the country as he's accelerated the trade war with China. Yesterday, the S&P 500 closed 3.5% lower. The NASDAQ 100 down 4.2%. The markets crashed once again. And then last night, there was yet another meltdown in the bond markets, and the 10-year and 30-year treasury yields rising to levels we have not seen in recent history, showing significant instability in the American economy and people's faith and credit in the United States' ability to function at all. I mean, just also look at the events that transpired yesterday. 6 people died in a helicopter crash in the Hudson River in New York City. Right around the same time, 2 airplanes clipped each other's wings at Reagan National Airport in Washington, D.C. Doesn't it feel like every single day there's another incident involving airplanes or helicopters while the market is crashing and Trump is threatening to invade some country? As foreign policy rights to the world at large now, China looks like a much more moderate force in the international order, oriented towards stability and the status quo, thanks to Donald Trump and Xi Jinping taking advantage right now of the chaos that Donald Trump is causing. If Donald Trump thinks Xi Jinping is going to blink, Trump is very much mistaken. The Chinese Foreign Ministry office in Hong Kong says the following: "We must solemnly tell the U.S. that a tariff-wielding barbarian who attempts to force countries to call and beg for mercy can never expect that call from China. That call is not coming." That's the message from China to Donald Trump. And lots of European countries and countries throughout the world want to cut deals with China. The European Union and China talking about doing deals on electric vehicles. The Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez's trip to see Xi Jinping will offer a chance to swap notes on a common problem: how to respond to an increasingly unreliable U.S. And meanwhile, the spokeswoman for China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs continues to mock the Trump regime, posting these AI-generated images of "Make America Great Again" hats that are, of course, made in China, and showing Donald Trump, you know, those stupid red MAGA hats of yours, they're going to cost much more money under your tariff regime. As we posted on the MeidasTouch network, this is what was going down last night. Happening now, the euro and the yen were surging. The US dollar was collapsing. Stock futures yesterday were crashing. The bond markets were imploding in the United States. The 10-year treasury yield was soaring. As the account Main writes, the global financial system is on the brink. The basis trade is causing hedge funds to liquidate. Trump's tariff policies are causing widespread fear and uncertainty all over the world. American people are going to take the brunt of it. The 30-year mortgage rate back up to 7.37%, the highest level in 2 months. Remember, Donald Trump promised, "I'm going to make housing so affordable on day one. I'm going to bring down prices on day one. I'm going to make peace in Ukraine in 24 hours. Even before I go into office, there'll be peace in Ukraine." Lie, lie, lie after lie, making things worse. Yes, the 10-year treasury yield has risen by 43 basis points. Let me repeat that. 43 basis points over the past 4 days. That's the largest jump since June 2022 and one of the largest going back to 2000. The dollar's crashing. Bond markets are imploding. Asia is buying gold and dumping U.S. treasuries, as the account Main explains. Trump needs to stop this insane kamikaze trade war before it takes down the entire global financial system. Again, you see here from the same account, gold skyrocketing, treasury yields up again. Today's bond auction did not go well. Basis trade is still falling apart. Foreign holders of our debt are dumping treasuries and getting into gold. It's all breaking down over Trump's stupidity with these tariffs. Yes, Donald Trump announced a pause on some tariffs against countries, but he still kept the 10% tariff. He then raised the tariffs against China to 145%. In essence, At a blended rate, we're talking about 25% tariffs essentially against the world. And China is one of our biggest trading partners that Trump's now declaring economic war with. And they view him as weak. The world views this guy as a weak, phony clown. No offense to clown. Trump's a fascist clown, not a clown, which is actually a profession. As the Newsweek headline states, Donald Trump backpedaling on tariffs shows weakness, according to economists. Donald Trump showed a weak underbelly, a soft and weak underbelly, economists are all saying right now. This headline from Bloomberg also sums it up. Trump tariff chaos comes for earnings, leaves Wall Street flying blind. Trump broke a core covenant of capitalism, stable and predictable regulatory environments. Really, we thought Donald Trump was going to be stable and predictable, a felon, a sexual abuser, someone found liable for fraud, someone found liable for sexual assault, someone found liable for fraud. I mean, literally, the exact opposite of stability and predictability. But, you know, the corporate media wanted entertainment. Are you not entertained? Is this funny to you? It's like a dystopian, worse version of The Apprentice meets Kim Jong-un. That's what the United States says. But according to Stephen Miller, you have been watching, Trump's top advisor, you have been watching the greatest economic master strategy from an American president in history. So what is the master strategist doing last night? What's he posting? What do you think Trump was posting last night? This is a real post from him, a post that had a video of women in bikinis. This is what Donald Trump posted last night. Seriously, this is an actual post, a blonde woman in a bikini, barely, basically half naked. This as the 10-year yields, 30-year yields, and 5-year yields were going very high and showing the instability of the markets. Donald Trump posting videos of half-naked girls. But what are we talking about here? By the way, remember when I said that Trump's regime is like a dystopian, less believable version of The Apprentice meets Kim Jong-un? I mean, take a look right here. This is his cabinet meeting, if you want to call it that. It looks like The Apprentice, right? What you're going to see here. And Elon Musk, after all of the wrecking of our federal government, the hostile takeover, the destruction of essential services, the gutting of Medicaid and Social Security and the Department of Education, after all of this, what they're saying is in fiscal year 2026, they're saying that $150 billion is what they found. That's what's going to be caught in waste, fraud, and abuse. $150 billion. Didn't they say $2 trillion? So let me get this straight. They made $10 trillion in the market just vanish. By destroying these agencies and like gutting the IRS, they're not going to be able to raise tariff revenue. And in return from all of the BS that they're doing, all they've been able to save in 1 year in 2026 is going to be $150 billion. Here, play this clip.
Thank you very much. Great job. Lovely lot.
Well, thanks to your fantastic leadership, this amazing cabinet, and the very talented Doge team, I'm excited to announce that we anticipate savings in FY26 from reduction of waste and fraud by $150 billion. And I mean, and some of it is just absurd, like people getting unemployment insurance who haven't been born yet. I mean, I think anyone can appreciate whether, I mean, come on, that's just crazy. You know, some of these things, people ask me like, well, how are you going to find waste and fraud in the government? I'm like, well, actually just go in any direction. That's how you find it. It's very common. it's as the military would say, target-rich environment.
And here's Brooke Rollins, though. She wants everybody to know Donald Trump's Secretary of Agriculture. Everybody, the cabinet is one big happy family. Donald, you made one big happy family. The cabinet, they love each other. Here, play this clip.
Sir, first, we are, I would say, more than friends. We've all become family. And I think that what you have assembled in your vision is a turning point and an inflection point in American history. And so just being a part of that is the greatest honor. So thank you for that. And again, just the relationships here and the honor and respect we have for each other is a reflection of you and your leadership. So I just wanted to say that first. The second thing.
What the hell are we even watching there? I'll tell you what Donald Trump was not watching. Apparently anything. He had no clue the markets were crashing. Here, play this clip.
Well, thank you very much. You're really doing a great job. We appreciate appreciate it. Any question?
Mr. President, can you give us a reaction to today's stock market drop and also give us a sense of the next steps with China?
Well, I haven't seen it because I've been here for 2.5 hours, so I'll be seeing it. I think Scott, you want to have a statement on that?
Other quick news to report. I did a whole video on this and I talked about it on the MeidasTouch podcast last night. The United States Supreme Court, in a unanimous decision, ruled against Donald Trump and ordered the Trump regime to facilitate the return of Abrego Garcia from the El Salvador concentration camp back to the United States. Donald Trump wanted to keep Abrego Garcia, who's no criminal record. Donald Trump disappeared him to El Salvador. The Supreme Court said, no, he's still entitled to due process. No, Donald, you can't do that. You can't disappear people. And immediately after the Supreme Court made that ruling, and I mean within an hour or so, the district court Judge Zenas in Maryland, who made the initial order that Donald Trump appealed to the Supreme Court, returning Abrego Garcia, she issued an order saying, I want you to effectuate Abrego Garcia's return immediately into the United States. And we want a status report by today, by Friday. Tell us exactly where he is and what happened. File that report immediately forthwith. I'm directing you to do it. That was the order by Judge Zenas yesterday. Finally, I want to point this out as well. In all of the chaos and craziness in the Trump regime, this did not really go reported. The Department of Defense announced that Colonel Suzanne Myers, the commander of the base in Greenland, was removed from her command because she criticized J.D. Vance's appearance in Greenland. And she said in an email to others at the base that she could not condone what she saw there. And she was, disappointed in it, and that she's not a political person, but had no clue basically what the heck that was. This is what she said directly that got her fired. I spent the weekend thinking about Friday's visit, the actions taken, the words spoken, and how it must have affected each of you. I do not presume to understand current politics, but what I do know is the concerns of the U.S. administration discussed by Vice President Vance on Friday are not reflective of this base. I commit that for as long as I'm lucky enough to lead this base, all of our flags will fly proudly together in an apparent attempt towards unity for the thousands of Danes and Greenlanders and Americans who all work together at that base. And then right away, she gets fired from her command because she showed sympathy for our allies. Fine. Oh, here's what Donald Trump was posting yesterday as well. More threats against Mexico in all caps. Mexico owes Texas 1.3 million acre feet of water under the 1944 treaty. Wow, wow, wow. This ends now. I'm going to make sure Mexico doesn't violate their treaty. I'm going to escalate with, this is what Trump's saying. He's going to escalate. I'm going to escalate the consequences with Mexico, including tariffs. And there's like, what a clown. Again, no offense to clowns. This is what he's talking about yesterday. Maybe even sanctions until Mexico honors the treaty and gives Texas the water that they are owed. A real psychopath, a demented individual in Donald Trump. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 5 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch and help us blow past 1 million followers.